So here we go, bout number 7 for Corporate Fighter 65. It's Davidson Muliaga taking on Alan Monaghan. Black and white. Taller of the two is Monaghan in the white. 12 centimetres of difference. 12 kilos of difference in weight. And 10 years of age between the two. Muliaga in the black is the younger, the shorter and the lighter. Nice start again from Muliaga, certainly working the shortness to his advantage. For Monaghan in the white, he's just trying to work out a way through the gate. Muliaga is very quick. Trying to get that height advantage in his favour. Big Owl, they call him. Muliaga now working the midsection as Monaghan chases him around the ring. Muliaga fires a couple of lefts and rights. Big shots from both of these fighters. Early doors, Muliaga very quick. Monaghan very patient with his punches. Swatting each other at the moment. Muliaga again working that midsection as Monaghan comes back at his opponent. Good shots from both of these fighters as the final moments tick down in this opening round. Monaghan, a couple of solid lefts as the bell echoes in the background. Corporate Fighter, you can find it in places such as Sydney, Western Sydney, Newcastle, Brisbane, the Gold Coast and Melbourne. If you'd like to appear at a future fight night, why not jump on the website, corporatefighter.com.au. We're recruiting now for a couple of events in Sydney, Brisbane and Western Sydney. For Sydney, your fight night will be December 3 here at Luna Park, and your 10-week program plus your kit bag for $596.25. That's the price, with a 25% discount, of course. Early bird 25 is the code you need for that. Your program starts on September 26. Same dates for Brisbane. 10-week program starts in a couple of days' time on the 26th of September. Your fight night in Brisbane will be the 3rd of December. And for Western Sydney, we start a little bit later. October 4 will be your 10-week program kickoff date. And December 10 will be the fight night for that. corporatefighter.com.au for tickets, or if you'd like to be a future participant as a part of the Corporate Fighter family. Muliaga now. Started well, but Monaghan's coming back with a couple of shots just to square the ledger. Muliaga just lowering the head and trying to work on the midsection as he's got to reach right on that top shelf to get Monaghan to try and nullify that 13 centimetres of difference. Fighters in a bit of a slow motion pattern at the moment. Muliaga just slowing things down. Monaghan chasing him around the ring a little bit. Again, Muliaga relying on that midsection work, whereas Monaghan's just reaching over the top to try and use his height as that advantage. Big shots from Muliaga, and Monaghan had the wall of defence and just swatted him away. Pushed him away as quick as he started. Muliaga, a big right, not quite the accuracy he wanted. Final moments of this one. And the bell echoes in the background. Bit of a slower round on that occasion between Davidson, Muliaga and Alan Monaghan. But as we approach 2/3 of the way through this bout, we now look to see what appears in the third round. Will fatigue be a key? It normally kicks in back end of the second round, start of the third. Will that be a case for one of the fighters or both? For Davidson Muliaga, he hails from Samoa. He is a youth worker and he wanted to test his mental resilience and fight for the kids that he works with. To be a role model, to challenge himself both physically and mentally. For Alan Monaghan, he hails from here in Sydney. He's a IT team leader and he wanted to get fit and raise money for a good cause. Of course, tonight we're raising money for the flood appeal that damaged a lot of New South Wales and Queensland a few months ago. Places like Lismore and Brisbane were heavily affected by those floods. Plenty others right around the country. You would have seen those pictures on most of the major networks, Channel 9, 7, 10, 2, right across the nation. All the flood appeals. Terrible, terrible time for a lot of Australians, and we're raising money to make their lives just a little brighter, just a little better as we lead into Christmas and moving forward. They need all the help they can get after a very challenging 2022. Muliaga now copping some abuse there from Monaghan. Monaghan just using that height as his advantage. Muliaga just working the midsection now. Just keeping their head low and the punches lower. Monaghan just trying to reach over the top gate. Oh, that was a fall there from Monaghan. Just overbalanced. Seems to be okay. His knee just landed a little awkwardly. Muliaga again lowering the head and firing those punches in. Monaghan just jabbing at his opponent in that corner. Big shots again to that midsection. Monaghan trying to wear out his opponent by chasing him around the ring. Muliaga in that corner, ducking and weaving, trying to avoid some of the punches. Final moments of this round. Muliaga, a big swing, just overbalanced there a touch. Nice shots there back from Monaghan, but it's Muliaga that's doing the work at the moment. And there's the bell, and that's the bout. So a big finish to this 7th bout of Corporate Fighter 65. Next up, what a battle this is going to be. Ollie Nicholson taking on Mark Cranshaw. It'll be the 8th bout of Corporate 65. Corporate Fighter 65 here in Sydney. Great show of respect between the two fighters. So we'll find out the result here between Muliaga.
Let's hear it for the fighters, ladies and gentlemen.
And Monaghan. And up next will be bout number 8 between Nicholson and Cranshaw.
Okay, we've got our results. Unanimous result. The winner in the black corner, Davidson Birdman Muliaga. Well done, boys.